Okay, so we are done with the approvals discussion. I mean to say a kind of overview. We're not fully done it because in the later classes, I will configure employee supervisor hierarchy and a couple of rules, and we will send the document to the approver, and how approver will be receiving the approval email notification, and how approver is going to approve the requisition or purchase order, that we'll see in the coming classes. And setup and maintenance and procurement and approvals. And if I switch to all tasks, and you can see other approval configurations also. So this is related to RFQ approvals. After RFQ created, that need to be approved internally, and after approval, we will send that RFQ to the suppliers. And after receiving the quotations from the suppliers, we will identify the best quotation. This is best quotation approvals. So in both these cases, also same, you'll see pre-approval, approval, and post-approval. In both these cases also, pre-approval, approval, and then post-approval. And also in every pre-approval and approval and post-approval, you'll see parallel hierarchies and then serial hierarchies. Okay. But you know, the conditions are going to be different. In case of requisition and in case of purchase order, conditions are different, right? Similarly here, also the conditions are different, but the process is same. And apart from these two, we have got supplier related approvals also. Supplier related approvals in the sense, this is internal supplier registration approvals, internal supplier registration approvals, and this is external. This is nothing but you're sending an URL to the supplier and supplier is entering the details there. And after supplier submitted, we can configure approvals for that. This is external supplier registration approvals. And this one, promoting the supplier from prospect to spend authorized. Initially, you onboarded the supplier as a prospective supplier, and later you promoted to the spend authorized. So here you can configure approvals for that. Okay. And this is profile change. These two are profile change. This is internal profile change, nothing but if we are updating, if the buyer is updating, then this is the approvals. If the supplier is updating, this is external change approvals. This is okay. And after that, we'll discuss about the TAD. We'll discuss about transaction accounting builder. So this concept is useful to generate the distribution accounts. What are the distribution accounts? What are the distribution accounts, team?
Charge
variant,
account,
charge
accrual
account, variance
account,
Charge
accrual
account, variance account, and then accrual account.
accrual account.
Okay. For requisition, which accounts are applicable? For requisition, which
Charge
accounts are
account
charge
and
account and then
account.
variance account. Okay, these two are applicable. So these accounts we can generate using the setup called a transaction account definition. Transaction account definition. Okay, so these are the 4 configurations. First, I will explain you with the basic setups. I will explain you the entire flow. I will explain the entire flow. After that, we will discuss individual setup. and the extra options what is provided in individual setups. Okay. From the procurement itself, procurement and transaction account rules. We're almost at the end. We finished with the configurations. If we're done with this topic, we are done with the configurations. Then we can move on to the transactions. Transaction in the sense, I'll show you how to create a requisition, purchase order, receiving the stock, what are the different types of requisitions, different types of purchase orders. Okay, and how to create blanket purchase agreement and approved supplier list. All those topics I will cover. Okay, after completion of this topic. From the procurement transaction account rules. First, I am creating an account rule. I am creating an account rule first of all. Click on the new button. Charge account. And enter the chart of accounts. And which chart of account we selected to our ledger. Let's cross check once. To our ledger, which chart of account we selected. What is our ledger also we will check first. Like ledger name, exact ledger name. If I open the inventory ordination in that screen, I am able to see our ledger. So here, okay, this is the ledger. Sorry, this is legal entity, and this is the ledger. Okay, so to this ledger, which chart of account we selected, we'll see that. I go to financials and ledger. Into primary ledgers. This is the chart of account. Okay, so select that chart of account. Select that chart of account. And what is your charge account? You can enter here directly. I am entering the account here. I want this account to be my charge account for both requisition and for both requisition and for purchase orders, both. Okay, same account. Okay, what I've done, I'm creating a rule. Under the rule, I'm entering the account directly. This is the charge account for requisition and purchase order. Okay, save it. Let's create one more. Now we have to create which rule? Variance. Right? Charge account, after that variance account, right?
Yes.
And enter the chart of accounts. And the variance account also directly I'm giving the constant account. Directly I'm giving some constant account as the variance account to the purchase order and requisition. And select OK. Save and create another. Finally, what is the last account?
Accrual.
Accrual. Accrual is liability. Accrual account is a liability account, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a liability account. So here when you are selecting the account, because accrual is outstanding payment to the supplier, right? It's a liability account. So here you can select company and then department, any account, but coming to this account segment, it should be a liability account. That should be a liability account. So coming to company, let me select anything. Department also, let me select anything. But coming to this should be the liability account. So you see here, some liability account is already there. Otherwise, payables account is also a liability account. Generally, if payables is there, payables is not there, that's fine. I'm searching with the description called liability. Yeah, some liability account is there. Select that. Understood this? The account segment should be, the account that you are selecting should be liability account. Okay. And that's it, save and close. Now I created 3 account rules for the charge account, variance account, and for the accrual account. For the accrual account. Now I will create a, let me set the navigation. Procurement and yeah, transaction account definitions. Main is transaction account definitions. And here I'm creating the TAD. Enter the chart of account. Okay, so here again is the accrual account. We created accrual account rule, right? Attach that. So this is accrual, right? Which one I should select? Accrual rule. Okay, this is charge account, right? I have to select charge account rule, and this is variance account. So I'm going to select the variance account rule. Okay. Sir, what about these two? What about these two? These two are applicable when your requisitioning BU and procurement BU are different. These two are applicable when your requisitioning BU and purchase order BU is different. In which cases that will happen? In case of global or in case of
non-centralized.
Centralized procurement, not non-centralized. That will happen in case of centralized and global procurement. In that case, so the destination charge account is nothing but a requisition charge account, and normal charge account is nothing but purchase order charge account. Okay. Destination, because the requisition is coming from, that is the destination, right? To where you have to deliver the stock, to the requisition specified BU, right? The stock need to be delivered to the BU that is specified in the requisition. So that BU is the destination BU. So this is nothing but the destination charge account is nothing but requisitioning BU charge account. Okay. So this is purchase order charge account. So in our case, are we implementing centralized or global procurement? No. These two are not applicable for us because we are using these centralized. These two are not applicable for us. But we cannot leave this empty. We cannot leave this empty without filling something here. We cannot save the form. That's why I'm filling something here. Okay. And save it. And now status is incomplete. Activate it. Activation completed. Okay. Activation completed. Now, this TAD we have to assign to our ledger. To assign to our ledger, navigate to manage subledger accounting options. Search for your ledger. Search for your ledger. So here, coming to application, you have to see purchasing application. Okay. Select the purchasing application and click on accounting options. Click on the accounting options. So here, this is the standard, the predefined TAD. This is predefined TAD, and we are replacing this with our TAD. Okay. So if you create purchase order or requisition under this ledger, if you create a requisition or purchase order under this ledger, the charge account, variance account, accrual account are going to default from which configuration? TAD configuration. You are good with the connectivity? You are good with the connectivity between each setup?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Good.
Yes, sir.
So what we have done, we created account rule. That particular account rule, we link it to the TAD, and TAD we link it to the ledger. Correct? This is what we did. Now coming to the account rule, the account we have directly provided by using constant option. Directly we have mentioned the account. That means that is the account for requisition, purchase order for all the distribution accounts. Coming to account rule, instead of constant, there is also something called mapping set. It's something called mapping set, and also source, and also again account rule. So most of the scenarios we handle through the mapping set and source and constant. So constant is nothing but directly you are giving the account here. But in case of mapping set, we will dynamically derive the account. And in case of source also, we will dynamically derive the account. Okay. First, we will talk about the mapping set. We'll discuss about the mapping set first. Okay, I'm navigating to manage mapping sets. I'm creating a mapping set. Okay. CA charge account mapping set. Okay, charge account mapping set. And here, just silently observe what I'm doing. Skip to ordination. condition, what I'm doing, shift to ordination. I selected a condition called shift to ordination and select the chart of account. What is the chart of account? 001
53K IND.
Oh, that's ledger. Chart of account name. What is our exact chart of account name? 001. This is what I selected. Not sure. India instance CEO. Zero zero one India instance COI. Okay. Now condition I'm selecting team. Condition I'm selecting shift to ordination as the condition. Shift to ordination as the condition. And select the chart of account. This is the chart of account. Okay. And then under the shift to ordination, what I'm doing is see. Okay, so in the requisition or purchase order, if this is the org is selected, then I want this account to be defaulted. Okay, and also if it is Bangalore, in that case, I want so and so account to be defaulted. Okay, so what we are doing. Okay, so in case of Hyderabad or what is the account? 1101, right? In case of Bangalore, what is the account? The company and department is same, but the account is 5,000. Okay, so what is the condition here? The condition is shift to ordination. I have added how many conditions here? Only one condition. You can add multiple conditions also here, but I have added only one condition. So what we are doing based on the delivery ordination, we are separating the accounts here. Why we have this requirement? Because based on the delivery ordination, later I would like to see what is the spend or expenses that we consumed. Okay. Next, so far good. Mapping set configuration is good.
Yes, sir.
We'll come back to the screen again. Okay. Just I'm explaining the basic of that setup. Again, I'll come back to the setup and I'll cover different conditions that is available over there. Now I'm opening the account rule. Now I'm opening the account rule. Now let us open the Now let us open the charge account that we created. So instead of constant, what I do, I select the mapping set. Instead of constant, I'm selecting the mapping set. Okay, good. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So now our charge account, it will be derived based on the mapping set condition. Okay. Suppose in a question to all of you. Suppose if you create a requisition for, or if you create a requisition, or if you create a purchase order for Hyderabad and Bangalore, the account it will take from here, right? The charge account it will take from here, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
If it's not a Hyderabad and Bangalore, suppose you have one more inventory organization also. You created requisition or purchase order for one more inventory organization, then
Constant account.
what is your charge account?
Constant account.
Where
I
we
think.
defined it? Because I changed it, right? I changed it from constant to mapping set, right? I changed it from constant to the mapping set.
Yes, sir. We need to create, I think, one more constant this thing account.
We need to assign one more account for that inventory organization. Again, we need to map.
Yeah, in the mapping set, you know, you can add the new inventory organizations. Okay, or else you can also do this. You can also configure another priority rule. Okay. First, what application will do is it will check in the priority one. It will check in the priority one. If any conditions are satisfied, it will take the account from here. If not, it goes to the second priority. That means for Hyderabad and Bangalore, the charge account will be derived from here. Other than Hyderabad and Bangalore, the charge account is derived from here. Got it? Understood? Priority one and priority two importance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the charge, mapping set. I'll cover remaining options also. Now you understood the importance of constant account and then mapping set also. All right. Now let's explore a few more options on the mapping set. So from the manage mapping sets, I am opening the mapping set which I have defined. Again. Okay. So here we're actually deriving the entire account, right? We are deriving the entire account. Okay.
Yes.
Instead of that, we can also do this way. Let me create one more mapping set. And this time we are only generating the thought segment value, nothing but not company, not department, the thought segment. Okay. Only the account segment we are generating now. Here, since you are planning to generate only one segment, select the segment, output type, select the segment, and here select the chart of account and which segment you wanted to derive, which segment. we would like to derive the account segment. So select the account segment. And here, okay, understood? Not entire account. We're only deriving one segment only here. Understood, team? Only one segment we are
Yes, sir.
deriving here. Only one segment. I'm navigating to the TAD. I'm navigating to the TAD. TAD. You have to create account rule. I'm creating an account rule now. I'm creating new account rule. 53K charge account. I'm only deriving the account segment here.
Sir, why one more account rule, sir?
I'll cover, sir. 1 second. You'll understand.
Fourth one, sir.
Mhm. I'm creating one more account rule. In this account rule, I'm selecting only that particular segment. I'm selecting only that particular segment. Okay. Select the mapping set. What I've done, I created a mapping set only to generate the third segment, right? Account segment. For that, I created a separate rule. Separate rule I created. Now I'll go to the tab. Now I'll open the tab, the transaction account definition. Now I'll open that. The tab again is the charge account. Again is the charge account. You know what this rule will do? This rule will generate entire account, right? The earlier rule that we added, this will generate entire account. Okay, but for the account segment, we created separate rule, right? Attach that. Yeah. So in this case, what application will do is, first application is gonna see this rule, and under this rule, whatever the conditions that we have written, based on those conditions, it will derive the account segment from here. Remaining segments are from here. Remaining segment values are from here. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Company and department and all from this it will take, right, sir?
It will take here.
Okay, okay.
You know, if you want for company also, you can create a separate rule. For department also, you can create a separate rule.
I mean,
Okay.
for combination, we need to create a rule. For individual this thing, we need to create another separate rule.
I
Rules
mean,
for separate.
it's based on the requirement. Okay. So, you know, the requirement is only the cloud segment is different based on the inventory organization or based on certain condition. Only the cloud segment is different. The remaining segments are constant. In that case, you go with the segment.
Separate account rule.
Yeah, separate account. Okay. Whatever I'm teaching, this is pure real time. your real time. Okay, I can show you my client application also. Whatever the conditions that I'm using, it's created and configured in our projects. So based on the inventory organization, we are having a separate account here. Separate account. Okay, not only inventory organization, that is just one condition, like that. Other conditions also there, I'll cover one by one. Okay. One by one, step by step, I'll cover the remaining conditions. Suppose in this account rule, we added one mapping set, right? In this account rule, we added one mapping set, correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Team, please respond. Okay,
Hmm.
your voice is encouragement to me. Please respond.
yes, sir.
Yes, Krishna.
Yes, sir.
So in that
Yes,
mapping
sir.
set, we have added how many inventory organizations?
2 inventory organizations.
Two. Okay, Hyderabad and Bangalore. Other than Hyderabad and Bangalore, suppose if you select any other organization in your requisition or purchase order, then what will happen?
The constant value will. The constant. This year will apply. 53K CRL.
So if the conditions are, okay, I'll explain. If the conditions are matched, it will pick up the account from here. If it is not matched, it will pick up the account from here simply.
Yes.
This is the segment level rule is the first preference. Segment level rules are the first preference. If the segment level rules conditions are not matched, then it will take the entire account rule, the account from here. Now, right now it is incomplete. You know, after you perform the changes, better you activate the rule. Better to activate the TAD. Now, let's go to the mapping set. Let's go to the mapping set itself. So here I covered only, the ship to ordination, right? I covered the ship to ordination condition. Okay, like that. Other conditions also there. What are the other important conditions? I'll cover with you. So the client wants to have a separate account, the separate visibility for every inventory ordination, how much purchases we are making. The client wants to have a separate visibility by inventory ordination. And similarly, client will also expect the separate visibility on how much is spent on the category of items also. Suppose in our real life also, I don't know how many of you are going to maintain your monthly Excel file. That Excel file, generally we maintain what is our income and what is our monthly expenses and what is our savings, right? You would mean most of you, I think, maintain that Excel file. In that Excel file, you separate your expenses, right, by category wise. Nothing but how much you spent on groceries and how much you spent on entertainment, how much you spent on clothing. Okay, so you wanted to see your expenses by the category wise, correct? You are just an individual guy and individual family. You wanted to see your expenses by category wise. Then what about the big companies? What about the big companies? Okay, they also have the similar requirement, right? They would like to see their expenses by category wise. How much we spent on electronics, or how much we spent on hardware, or how much we spent on trainings, statistic trainings. How much this year we spent on the trainings. All those are the categories. Okay, so based on the category also, we can derive a separate account. Okay, I'm selecting the item category as a condition. Item category. Okay, and just enter something here. That's okay. Anything. Just I'm covering the condition here. So you see. You can see the categories. So how much is spent on the advertisement? Okay, if you create a PO or requisition for the advertisement, then the account it will take from here. Correct? Understood, team?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
For
this is
separate,
yeah.
sir, for separate condition, we need to create separate mapping set, right, for every individual condition.
No, you can also use a combination also. Okay. So here I have added only item category. Suppose in case if you want to add one more condition, you can add. If shift to org also you want to add it here. No problem. As many conditions as you want, you can add to the mapping set. So in this case, you have to provide 2 inputs.
Okay, okay.
Okay. You can also add a couple of more conditions also. Understood?
Okay, sir.
Okay. And item category and shift to ordination are important conditions. These two are. And other conditions also there, based on the client requirement, you configure it in the application. Okay. Now I'll take questions on the mapping set, but I'm not done with the topic because in the account rule, I will spend some time because I would like to cover some of the conditions in the account rule also. So far, any questions?
These conditions which we are selecting like shift to organization like that, right? So those conditions will be client based, and these conditions are already predefined.
Client based in the sense based on the client requirements, sir. So here, tell them.
So these conditions are already predefined in the application.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Mapping set, good, right? Mapping set I covered from my side. I'm closing the mapping set. If you're having any questions on the mapping set, let me know. In the mapping set, what I should cover with you, I should cover how to generate the entire account, and I should cover the single segment, how to derive the single segment. Those 2 things I covered, and I covered 2 important conditions. One is item category, one is based on the shift to ordination. Okay. And we'll spend some time on the account rule. In the account rule, I covered these 2, constant and mapping set, right? What is the source? I'll tell you. What is the source? In case of source, and from this drop down, you know what is meant by constant and you know what is meant by mapping set. Okay. Now I'm selecting source. In the source. Subledger application, I'm selecting purchasing, and condition I'm selecting here. Employee charge account. Employee charge account. Source. I think you know how to define the employee, right? We define the employee from the short screen and from long screen. Okay. When you're defining the employee from the long screen, There you can enter the employee account. What is meant by employee account, sir? Okay, employee account is nothing but whatever the account that you entered at the employee level, any expense related to that employee, it goes to that account. Nothing but salary you are paying or cab you are providing to the employee or additional allowances you are providing to the employee, it goes to which account? The account that you added at the employee screen level. The account that you added at the employee screen level. But during our definition, we have not added. We have not added, but the employee level, you can add account. Okay. That account I wanted to default. Whatever the account that is added at the employee level, that account I want to be defaulted. When creating the when creating the requisition or when creating the purchase order, we have to enter the requester. When creating the requisition, when creating the purchase order, we have to add requester. Suppose in this case, requester is you. Requester is you. In your employee record. In your employee record in the system, whatever the account is added, that account will be defaulted. Understood? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this particular requirement is for the expense purchases. So generally, the clients, they prefer to default the account from the employee level for the expense purchases. Expense purchases. Okay. Sir, how we can say it's an expense purchase? Here, as of now, we have not written any conditions. Now I'll show you how to add the conditions. If you click on the source, if you click on the source, and I want to see the conditions available under the purchasing application. Okay, I selected purchasing. And there is something called destination type code. Destination type code. If the destination type is operator is equals to expense. Is equals to expense. Okay. That means system will take for expense requisitions or for expense purchase orders. System will take from the account from the requester employee level. So far good. So far good.
Yes, sir.
Then what about inventory purchases? What about inventory purchases? You can add one more condition, whichever mapping set are constant. And in the conditions, you can leave it blank. You can leave it blank, or you can add a condition called, let me copy from here. Purchasing destination type code is equal to inventory. Operator is equals to inventory. So if it is expense requisition or expense PO, it will pick up the account from the first. And if it is inventory, it will pick up from here. Okay, this is one of the condition which I just covered. Like this, I'll cover almost 5 to 6 conditions. You are clear with this condition?
expression.
Yes. Yes.
We can also, use the combination of conditions. Combination of conditions in the sense, I'm using AND operator. I'm using AND operator. Again, if you click on the source, you can pull out the conditions. Now, here I'm adding a condition called document type. Document type. See, I have added one more condition called document type, and operator is equals to here. I will say I'm saying requisition. So we need to add single quotes for the value or not. Let me cross check. The conditions have taken on the left hand side. Not required. Okay. Now destination type. So see the condition here. What is the first? What is that? Yamuna P. Meet yourself, madam. Okay, so this particular rule is applicable for the first rule is applicable for
Requisition expenses.
yeah for the expense requisition. Then what about expense purchase order?
The constant will apply.
No, right? It will not apply.
Oh no, that is the expense.
It's inventory. It's inventory. It's for inventory requisitions. Now create one more rule. Now create one more rule. Whatever constant or mapping set or whatever, create one more rule. Just concentrate on the conditions. Now we are talking about conditions. We are not talking about a constant or mapping set. Sorry. Okay, so here purchase order. Understood the combination of conditions? I can use AND operator here, or I can use OR operator here. Okay.
Okay,
And
sir.
and hope you know the priority 1, 2, and if the first condition is satisfied, then it will take the account from the first rule itself, first priority, if not second priority, or if not the third priority. Okay, like that. I just covered the destination type, this condition. I covered this one, destination type. Using this destination type, we are able to distinguish whether that is inventory purchase or expense purchase. Correct? And using this condition, we are able to distinguish whether that is a same condition. Okay, inventory expense. There is something called dropship also. This kind of PO, it will be created in case of dropship sales order. This we will see later. Okay. And this condition is nothing but this condition is to document type. This is used to identify the type of purchase order. This is used to identify the type of purchase order. So there is one more requirement. The client sometimes, small clients, they don't want the account to be derived automatically. They need a flexibility to enter the account manually in the requisition or manual in the purchase order. Manual. They don't want system to default. Small clients. I faced this requirement in one of the clients. It's a small project. Understood the requirement? What is the requirement?
They need to select
They don't
want
want it to be defaulted values.
Default, they want to enter the charge account, account account, various account, they want to enter manually. Or maybe out of those three, they want two to be derived automatically. Maybe one, maybe charge account they want to enter. Charge account they want to enter, but the remaining variance account and account they can derive, they are okay to derive automatically. So, if you want to provide a flexibility to enter manually, then also you should create a rule. There is something called user profile. If I click on source, select the source, user profile. Understood? User preferred account. Clear?
But Krishna, we still have flexibility to override the defaulting values, defaulted accounting values at the PO and reputation level, right?
No.
No?
No, once it is defaulted, if the system defaulted values, you are not able to change.
Okay.
That should not happen.
Mhm.
Because, if anyone can change the, accounts over there, it's a problem. It's an issue.
Okay.
Okay, so we have written rules means we need to bind to the system.
Okay. And Krishna, I have one more question. Here in the value type, I can attach more than one mapping set, right? Let's say, for example, we have
You can
one
attach.
mapping, but based on this priority, it will take
Yes.
precedence.
Correct.
Okay.
And this account rule is nothing but calling another account rule inside the account rule. That's it. If you select account rule, you can call another account rule. This is okay. You can call another account rule. And this is rarely, very, very rarely. I've not seen anyone using this one in any projects. This is no use. But remaining three are important: source, constant, and mapping set. Okay. So please explore this. And if you're having any questions after your practice, come back to me. Okay. Now in the transaction account definition, I covered what is mapping set. First of all, mapping set is required. No, not required. Without mapping set also you can configure TAD. Because in the account rule, you can use either constant or you can use source. And when you're using the mapping set, when you wanted to derive the account based on certain value, based on certain inventory ordination or based on certain item category, then you are going with the mapping set. Okay. Mapping set, account rule attached to the TAD, and make sure you are activating the TAD. Make sure you're activating the TAD and assign it to the ledger. Okay. Now I'll show you this configuration from my client application. Okay. I'm pausing. Okay, please practice this TAD concept and come up with questions. Note down the questions at the time of practice and ask me in tomorrow's session. Okay. I'll review. Yesterday I reviewed your practice status, right? Tomorrow I'll review your practice status. Okay, team.
Yes,
So
sir.
from tomorrow onwards, I think we are good. We are done with all the configurations in the procurement. I'm going to start with the business transactions. We'll discuss the business transactions. Okay, nothing but requisition creation, PO creation. We'll do it from tomorrow. From now, almost 20 hours session is pending on the procurement. 20-hour session. Almost 20-hour session is pending on the procurement. Okay. Yeah, procurement and order management are vast modules. Lot of setups, lot of configurations are there, of course. See you tomorrow, team. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.